Going Facebook Live is your best friend when you're a one-man show, because the benefit of Facebook Live is that there is no expectation of perfection on a Facebook Live. Welcome back to the Whissel Way Podcast. My name is Kyle Whissel with eXp Realty here in San Diego.
My name is Bryan Koci with Whissel Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty in San Diego.
Wow. Do you want to add anything else to that?
Media and Marketing Director.
There you go, baby.
There it is.
All right, guys. The goal of our podcast is to give you the tools and techniques you need to go out there and crush it in your business. The way that we like to do that is to answer the questions that you have as opposed to guessing at the questions that you have. And so the best way to ask us questions and have them answered here on the show is to go to the Whissel Way group on Facebook, which the quickest way to get there is go to thewhisselway.com. That'll connect you with the Facebook group. That'll also connect you with our podcast and our YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to those. And it will give you details on our upcoming events, which the next one coming up is our Media Mayor Mastermind event in March. And that is a 2-day event where we rent out a sick house here in San Diego and just take it over for a couple days and go super, super deep on everything it is that Bryan and I have learned in shooting videos together for the last 5+ years. And that actually brings me to our topic today. This is going to be like a role reversal. You okay with this, Bryan?
We'll see.
So our goal is to keep these podcasts relatively short, 20 minutes or less, because if you're anything like me, 20 minutes is about the max attention span you have. And a lot of times you're doing 20-minute drives from one place to another. And so I'd love for you, when you listen to our show, is to be able to consume an entire episode from start to finish on your drive. We don't want it to be one of these 1 hour or Joe Rogan's, 3-4 hour podcasts. Like, that's just not our style. Most of you as realtors and lenders are high D personalities, so 20 minutes, and we'll see if we can keep Bryan within that time frame today.
See, and I'm a really high I, and that
Bryan
means I
likes
like
to
to talk
a lot. And you gotta tell him he's pretty and stuff like that.
It's nice.
Yes. So, Bryan, the question today is, a lot of people, outside of asking us what equipment we use, right, to shoot our videos, everybody wants to know what camera, what lens, what microphone, all of that stuff. And I think we've beat that horse to death. And all you need is a freaking iPhone, right? Like, that's all you guys need to shoot a video.
Android works too.
Yeah. If you want to piss people off that have iPhones. If you want evidence of the fact that all you need is an iPhone, go on YouTube and check out the video. It's called Snow Brawl, SNOWBRAWL. It is a sick video. There actually is TV commercials running for this. It's a sick video of a snowball fight, all shot on an iPhone. And if they can make TV commercials all shot with an iPhone, you can shoot a freaking video with an iPhone. So quit asking us about equipment. It doesn't matter. Just shoot with your damn iPhone or your Android phone. You'll get made fun of by your friends if you have an Android, but still, it's okay. Get an iPhone, please. Blue bubbles are awesome. But the question that we get the second most, Bryan, is what do I do with these videos, right? A lot of people are out there, they're shooting killer videos, and they throw it up on Facebook, and then that's it. And the video, on Facebook is hot for a minute. They get some traction, and the video falls off, and they're like, shit, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So what the viewers and listeners want to hear is a little bit of tips on actually distributing these videos. And I know that, in doing our Media Mayor Mastermind, one of the things we're really focused on as we get ready for the next one is kind of breaking things down to 3 different tiers or 3 different layers, because we understand that everybody is not the same, right? Like you and I, we have 3 people in our media department now. A lot of people have 1 person in their media department. It's themselves.
Yep. So
we really want to layer this content out so that if you're listening to this, if you're just on your own, shooting your own videos, editing your own videos, all of that, we want to give you, what you should be doing. And then some of you that are listening have a videographer that you use from time to time that you outsource to when you want to shoot some videos, and they do some of the shooting and editing for you. And then some of you are like Bryan and I, where you actually have committed so much to video that you've brought somebody in-house and are doing all your own editing and shooting and all of that stuff and distribution in-house. So, Bryan, I'm going to just let you take this over. Let's try to do it like 10 minutes.
I can do that.
And let's just kind of break down, the one-man show, the outsource, the in-house.
Oh, I can't do that.
Break that down for us, dude. What should people be doing with these videos?
So this is one thing that we really in a previous podcast episode, we looked at kind of what we did from our last mastermind, how we can make it better going forward. And one of the things we kind of saw was it wasn't really segmented right. So like you said, yep, we're segmenting it out. And so I kind of wanted to, you've already explained the 3 different ones. I kind of wanted to go more in depth on the one-man show. The other 2, and I feel bad because people ask me, hey, I've got this, how do I do it? And I go, I can't tell you. And it's not that I don't want to tell you or that I'm trying to upsell you, because I hate being the salesman, you know this. But I'm like, look, we spend 4 hours in person talking about this. I can't just chat you, oh, this is what we do. So I thought we could at least go a little bit more in depth on the one-man show, where I think a lot of people that are listening to this are in that kind of realm. And if you're in more of the outsourcing or in-house, the Media Mayor Mastermind is really built for you. But anyway, let's go into that. So I kind of broke it down. If you are a one-man show, shooting, editing, and distributing by yourself, and this isn't your passion is selling real estate, but you know you need to do video, I kind of broke it down to 3 platforms you really need to focus on in 2020. And that's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. There's more that we can grow into, but those are the 3 that I think you need to focus on. Do you agree?
I agree.
Good, because we wrote this together. So that would be weird if you didn't. So when you're uploading a video to Facebook in 2020, the things that I would say to focus on, and this is not talking about filming or editing, this is just the distribution, is focus on your title, focus on your thumbnail, and your description. And so title, you want it to be specific to what it's about. You want it to be something that's searchable, even though, and it kind of depends on what you're doing, but even though Facebook isn't the platform that people go to search for specific content, if they're looking for the Omelet Factory, make sure, kind of use your brain in how people type in the search bar in Facebook and title it to where it will show up there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So focus on the title. The thumbnail, you can upload a thumbnail or you can pull a thumbnail from the video. At this point in the process, I would say just pick a thumbnail from the video. Something that is visually appealing, something that doesn't have a lot of text. Facebook does not like text in the thumbnail. And something that shows what the video's about. So, perfect example, Adam came to a previous mastermind. He uploaded a video on Facebook. It was about a reenactment from a Civil War reenactment event. There was somebody shooting a musket and there's a big cloud of smoke. That is a perfect thumbnail. You can literally scroll by image, frame by frame on Facebook to choose that thumbnail. And then the description. Be descriptive about what the video is about. Tag businesses or people that are in the video or that you're talking to about the video. Don't tag Kyle if you're doing a video about a home for sale in Nebraska. Don't tag Kyle, real estate owner in San Diego.
It actually pisses me off when you do that, by the way.
It doesn't add any value. Now, if you tag Kyle and say, Kyle, this is an investment opportunity. I know you were looking for homes for sale in Nebraska, whatever, that makes sense. But in this situation, don't just randomly tag people to try and boost your numbers. I usually recommend don't do a lot of hashtags. It's okay to do a hashtag or 2. It's more of a way to keep things organized. So we did a hashtag Santee Saturdays. The nice thing about that was we can search hashtag Santee Saturdays and they all show up in the search feed. But it doesn't work like Instagram where you put 30 hashtags. It looks weird. It's not on brand. Also in the description, stay away from links if at all possible. And then stay away from words that make it look contesty. So stay away from words tag, share, like, comment, list, stuff like that, where Facebook has an algorithm to say, oh, they're trying to, email is probably another one you don't want to say, put your email below, because Facebook will go, I know what you're trying to do. I don't want to do that. So that's kind of my simple distribution tips. If you filmed, edited a video, you're uploading it to Facebook. Right now, they prefer 3-minute long videos.
3+ minutes.
3+. But it's 3+ minutes of good video.
Yes.
And all it says is it 3 minutes long? But what it really wants to know, Are they watching the first minute and carrying through to the second minute? That's what they really want to know. That is my Facebook tips for the one-man show.
Yeah, the one other thing I'll just add on there too is that going Facebook Live is your best friend when you're a one-man show, because the benefit of Facebook Live is that there is no expectation of perfection on a Facebook Live. The expectation is you are holding the phone yourself, shooting a video, and it's going to be shaky. The audio is going to be off, and that is a fantastic thing because you don't have to be perfect there. When you're a one-man show, a lot of times you get so obsessed with like trying to be perfect. But Facebook Live, there's no expectation of perfection. It's supposed to be raw. It's supposed to be, a little bit imperfect. And that's a good thing as you're first getting into video, because you don't have to worry about having fancy equipment or editing or doing anything. All you got to do is just shoot engaging content, be real, be authentic. Make it entertaining, and you're going to do really well with it. So that's just one more thing I definitely want to add in there. Facebook Live is your best friend. I've used this analogy before, but if you're scared of heights, you should go skydiving. If you are scared of the ocean, you should go shark diving. And if you are scared of shooting video, you should go Facebook Live diving.
And if you like ice cream, you should go to Handles in San Diego because it's delicious.
If you ever want to get on Bryan's good side, he just gave you a little tip there.
That doesn't fit in your analogy, but I don't care.
All right, next up, Bryan.
I'm going to touch quickly on Instagram and then go more in depth on YouTube. So Instagram, upload your videos to IGTV. You can do up to 10-minute videos on IGTV. And the cool thing is...
At least 1 minute, important.
Yes, at least 1 minute. And make sure you check the box that says show preview and feed. So that way, as people are scrolling by, it'll show them the first minute. Then they can click to continue watching. That's pretty simple. You can do horizontal videos now on Instagram. And then work on your hashtags. You can do up to 30 hashtags. Do hashtags that are relevant to the video. That's one thing that Instagram really looks at, is to make sure you're not typing in food when you're doing a listing video. And Kyle, I know you want to talk about time in box, but we don't have time. I only have a couple minutes. So basically, what Kyle wants to say is type out your hashtags each time. Don't copy and paste. Cool?
And use different hashtags each time. Don't use exact same hashtags. They are watching that. So make it, you can maybe have your 4 or 5 core hashtags you use every single time.
We always use Whissel Realty.
Yeah. But mix it up. That's one thing. And actually take the time to type them out. 10 well thought out hashtags is way more valuable than 30 copy and pasted hashtags.
Cool. YouTube.
Yep.
YouTube, I've got 3 minutes. I gave myself another minute. I don't want to go too deep on this, but it's really important that videos are uploaded to YouTube. YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world.
Number 2 website in the world.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
And again, people search on YouTube how to do things. So keep that in mind when you're uploading videos. So you want to focus on your title, thumbnail, and description. So again, title is something that people will search for. So if you're doing a listing video, don't just say new listing. No, we always do home for sale in the city. Then we do the address in the blank community. And if you want to see, just go to our YouTube page, Buying and Selling Real Estate in San Diego. It has the same process in each one. So that way, if people are searching Sky Ranch, they can find it. If they're searching home for sale in Santee, they can find it. If they're searching San Diego, they can find it. Your thumbnail here needs to be an eye-catching thumbnail. YouTube is okay with text. Don't go super heavy with it. But this one, I recommend you create a thumbnail. Again, YouTube gives you a couple options that you can choose from the video. I usually use a still image if we're doing a listing video, still image of the front of the house, and a little bit of text saying the address on the home. And then description. Here you can do links. You can do, one of the things that I like is you can do, what is it? Tom, what's that called? Where you can
timestamping.
Timestamping. Thank you. So you say at 3 minutes, I'm going to be talking about this. At 6 minutes, I'm going to talk about this. Tags is a really important section. You can do up to 500 characters. This, again, helps with search. So if you're in a video, I'm going to type Kyle Whissel. If you're talking about Tom Ferry, I'm going to type Tom Ferry. This doesn't notify the people you're tagging like it does on Facebook, but it just helps YouTube saying, hey, this is what the video is about. Again, be specific to that video. If you type in hot girls in bikinis and you show a listing video, YouTube is going to penalize you for that. And then cards. This is the little section up in the top right. Let's see, that way. That it'll pop up and it'll give you a little option, and it'll say more home buying tips or see episode 7. Adding cards when you talk about specific things, I think, is really important.
Not bad. All right. So again, that we really wanted to focus on the majority of you that are listening, which is those of you guys that are one-man shows. So there's some killer tips in there. If you guys are running an outsourced operation or you've even brought it in-house, like Bryan said, the Medium Air Mastermind is really for you. That is 2 days in depth going into those things. We actually prefer you bring your videographers with you. And there's sections of the event where we actually break off with the agents and videographers separately so they can focus on, exactly what it is that they do. So Bryan breaks down exactly how he sets up for shoots, how he does his editing, how he does his distribution. I break off with the agents and talk about how do we actually monetize these videos and how do we leverage them to get relationships and more business. So if you guys want to find out about the next event coming up, go to thewhisselway.com and you will be able to get that info. You can also subscribe to the podcast, the YouTube channel, and ask other questions. So what we want to do and finish the show out with, which we always do, is the Whissel Widget of the Week. And these are just little things that we're utilizing in our business to increase our productivity or our efficiency. I'll kick it off today, Bryan. This is one that has been around for a while. This is actually something I'm a huge fan of. We get so many emails every day as an agent. And the majority of us are all using Gmail. And Gmail, if you're using the baseline Gmail, it's going to send your regular emails, then it's going to tell you your like social ones and your promotional emails, which is not bad. But there's another feature that Gmail has where it'll actually start to learn what emails are coming in that are important to you and which ones are not important to you. And it'll segment them out for you. And so this system, it's called Priority Inbox from Gmail. And what's really nice is it puts all my important emails up at the top. And that way I can just focus on what's important, and it puts everything else further down. And so that way when I have time, which is very limited time, I'm not having to go through all these stupid emails that I don't really care about. I'm only seeing the important emails. And the more info you give Gmail, the more accurate it gets with what's important and not important to you. So there's just a little icon you'll click and be like, oh, this one's important. Or if it puts something in your important box that's not important, you can click it and move it down to your not important box. And it learns as you go to help you be as efficient as possible and push all that other crap out of the way so it's not distracting you during the day, so you could be laser focused on your email. So Gmail Priority Inbox.
Is it free?
It is free.
Cool. That's
what do you got for us?
So mine is a tool that I just started using this week that will it'll make a visual representation of your data in Google Sheets. And so how it makes this visible representation is it will map addresses on a map. It's called Mapping Sheets. I know, whatever. It's called Mapping Sheets, and it's an add-on you add on to Google Sheets. I think I'm over talking now.
Just a tiny bit of redundancy, but it's cool.
And the great thing about this, so how we're using this right now is we have a referral.
It takes data and puts it on a pretty map. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it does. That's what it is. So we're building up a list of agents that we can refer business to when people are leaving San Diego and going elsewhere. And so now I can see, we're building this list. I can see on the map where I'm missing. And so I can look for people in that area and say, hey, can you fill this out? So that way we have coverage. We can share that map with our consumers, with our people that are buying and selling, and say, hey, we have coverage for where you're going. I can see other uses for it. For example, end of the year, you can put up all the addresses where you sold and say, these are all the neighborhoods I've sold in 2019. And just kind of give a good visual. This is something I looked for a while, and I thought I was going to have to do it manually. It's free for the first 50 items, and then it's $25 a year for unlimited.
Beautiful. And what's it called again?
Mapping Sheets.
I love it. All right, guys, that's all the time we've got for today. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of the show. If you want to have your questions answered on a future episode of the show, go to thewhisselway.com. That'll connect you with our Facebook group, and that's where you're going to ask those questions. It'll also connect you with our podcast and our YouTube channel, so you can subscribe and get updated when we release future episodes. And if you guys are interested in coming to the next Medium Air Mastermind, which is going to be in March of 2020, just hop on there, thewhisselway.com. That's what we got for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week. Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.